Welcome to 108 Gate. We are doing the Divine Masculine reading. We are looking to see what's happening, what's going on. How can we be more in alignment with what is available to us? How can we be more in alignment with where we are heading, where we are currently, and able to release things we no longer need? It feels like it's getting in deeper. So the Divine Feminine reading should be up. And I also mentioned that end of year readings have been put up before, and also the monthly. So let's leave it on the side. Wow. Words of love and then silence on its side. So words of love not been expressed. It's not necessarily that hate or discontentment is being expressed. It's more to do with there's no expression. So I just feeling this vibe of, do you love me? And there's no response. Or there's a strange response. The silence speaks louder than the words. Interesting vibe. Why did I do that? Compassion. Tread a little more tenderly. Where you're feeling the silence, where you're seeing silence. Are you being the one that's silent? Are you the one that can't bring yourself to say certain things? Are you the one that's holding back certain expression of love? Or were you, and why was that? Nothing wrong with it. It's just simply an observation. Have you had difficulty in expressing love? Have you had difficulty expressing love towards yourself? Right, let's get the masculine cards out. They are wanting to chatter. But she, but he, but this, but that, rah, 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 rah. Back and forth, back and forth. There is this feeling of if one person is silent, the other person becomes silent, and then there's this cycle of not communicating truthfully. If you are stuck in a cycle of not communicating truthfully, nothing gets communicated, and then what happens? Misunderstandings can occur, misreading things can occur, making things up, not talking, therefore must be angry or upset with me, when in fact if we just go and with a bit of love and say, right, this isn't working, or this needs attention, or I feel this is not clear to me at the moment, can we talk about this? It's a whole different vibe of just being silent and not being able to communicate truthfully about things. This is a level of which you can bring in some more security, bring in a stronger foundation, because if you have had certain things that are supposed to be communicated, that are, it's an organic next step to have these conversations. It's an organic next step to express a certain emotion, express a certain thing. Somebody's expressing it, but you can't find a way to express it. It's not wrong that you haven't or that you can't. It's a matter of you understanding, what is it here that I need to do? Do I actually not feel a particular kind of love towards someone, and therefore it's not coming out? Do I feel a particular kind of love, but in this past when I said it, or if I did it in this time or too soon or whatever it is, this was the outcome? And then letting those kind of things kind of go. And I say kind of go because there is a massive level of needing that sense of security here. And those of you who know me a little better than most, you'll know that I've said this over and over again, that sometimes it's not a matter of just like hurling yourself into a new comfort zone or hurling yourself into a situation, but more so ushering yourself into a new comfort zone with that safety net, with that security. So it's not another traumatic thing that you're putting yourself through. You're not wrenching yourself out of a certain thing to hurl yourself into another. You're literally finding a way of, that's a discomfort, that's something that's not making me feel the best about things. I'm not feeling ecstatic about that situation that I have to face, but I know I have to do it. I know in the long run I can't deal with not knowing, I can't deal with not moving forward. Therefore it's inevitable that at some point I have to address it, or it's going to get addressed in a way that I should have taken heed in the first instance. I hope that made sense. It's a bit gobbledygooky, but I think it made sense. Therefore, when we are going back and forth thinking, well, this happened before and blah blah blah, that is the kind of stuff that will now support your path forward. It'll support your next steps. It'll support your understanding of where you're not feeling safe, where you are feeling vulnerable, where you're feeling that you could do with a bit more support or a lot more support, where you feel like you're not understanding the situation fully. And again, I said it in the last one, I'm going to say it again. It's not a bad thing. It is simply an observation of where are you at. If you see all these wands, it's wanting that action. So like I said, when I picked up the reading, the Divine Masculine reading, I felt like there was just so much going on, like let's go. It's going, the momentum's there, the possibilities and options are all there. It's a matter of doing it with a natural sense of organic progression. It's doing it in a way that you feel comfortable, you feel safe, you feel that you are able to usher yourself into a new comfort zone. Usher yourself into a new comfort zone. Looking left, looking right, up, down, this way, that way, inside, outside, wherever it is, to see where am I feeling I've got a blind spot, where am I feeling like I don't know enough about this, doing your research, doing whatever you have to do to give yourself that cocoon to feel safe as you move forward. It's like you're moving forward in a bubble. Create that bubble of safety. Right, I can always, if I don't feel safe enough and I'm going in the wrong direction, at this pace, at a sensible pace, at a slower pace, I can always back out or back down or back away calmly, because I haven't hurled myself forward. I haven't just run into something unknowingly. I'm doing it in a calm manner, in a peaceful manner. And when there is that silence of I don't know, when that is that silence of I don't know how to deal with this, that is going to be a space that you can allow to open up and let answers come in. If answers are required, you might just need to shimmy along. I don't know everyone's situation. This is a general reading, remember. 3 of Swords. Heartbreak, heartache, resentment, regret, all of that funky stuff may be the reason why it's difficult to speak up about certain things. It's got to be done, and you know it's got to be done. It's a matter of finding a comfortable way to do it, being compassionate with yourself, being compassionate with the recipient. If you're the recipient, hopefully they are being compassionate with you. And then coming into 3 of Cups, where there's more of a celebration of, I'm glad I did this now. I'm glad I did it in this manner that's calm, not getting into the same arguments, not getting into the same tiswas, not getting into the same dilemmas, not going into the same drama, not going into the same cycles of doubt. Coming out fresher, coming out calmer, and I can even feel my voice feeling calmer in this reading. So sometimes it is weird when my voice just blah, 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 blah. It's like, what am I even saying? This time I can feel my voice slowing right down. I can feel the speed of the energy slowing right down, as if it's trying to bring in a load of frantic energies, just to soothe it, calm it. Let's take the next step forward when we're ready. But remembering that we can't wait forever. Or you can, but it's going to get even more uncomfortable. And then you've got the expansion of something. It's going to flick at some point. So doing it in a sensible manner. And with this, we've got some more wands. We've got 6 of Wands that indicates a victory. If you go forward, you continue going forward, making sure that you are... ooh, wow. That was an interesting shift. Making sure you're doing it with compassion. So, as I put that up there, it's aligned with words of love. So those, I can't remember if it was this reading or the Divine Feminine reading. It was definitely today. So, when we are going through certain heartache, heartbreak, masses of emotion, and someone says you should be over it by now, that's not their place to say it, because only you know how far and how deep you have healed. Only you know the pain that you felt from certain things happening. Only you know and can feel and can sense where you are now. Only you know how safe you feel after a certain incident. So trusting yourself to have the words of love and compassion for self. If someone else is you're asking for, or you're wanting someone else to come in with that compassion, come in with those words of love, but you're just met with a barricade of silence, allowing yourself to overlook that. Give yourself the words of love, give yourself the compassion, ask it from the divine, open yourself to receive it from the divine, to ask for it from a particular person.
Alan, what?
That may be bringing up other things for you, or maybe bringing other things up for them, and that's why they're in the silence. That's why they're not able to support appropriately. So, clearly, silence is not happening here. So, I'm going to leave you with that at the moment, because it's quite an intense vibe and energy. So, enjoy that. Hope it makes sense. Hope it's easier to get through than is that coming up, because there are a little tussle energies here. But remembering that the victory is available, the victory is there when you do the things you know you got to do at the correct pace for you. So for now, peace and love.